wonderful place. Not just India, but a lot of the eastern part of the world, India, China, Japan. There's a lot of culture for thousands of years, but I'm going to focus specially on Indian culture and the wisdom from the Indian. We'll be sharing some of the main wisdom areas, but one point is I'm not interested in giving you all a lecture. We are going to experience whatever our wisdom is saying, and then the rational science will confirm, okay, yes, what Gita was saying 3,000 years ago is being proved in the laboratory today. That is important. So, shall we start? I would want to start with a little meditation which we did yesterday. Please join in your mind. Point 1. Feel your Atma Shakti, inner power, power of truth, Atma Shakti. अपने हम का नाम लेके अपनी आत्म शक्ति फील कीजिए. फील योर ओन इनर स्ट्रेंथ. योर आत्मा बुद्धि, यूनिवर्सल कॉन्शियसनेस, पीस, फ्रेंडशिप, oneness. Thank you to the universe. The inner strength, Atma Shakti, Atma Buddhi, Atma Shanti, Anand is a blessing to each of us. Thank you to the universe. And we'll continue a little with the next step. My Atma Shakti, my Atma Buddhi, my Atma Shanti, and so too yours. Please visualize other people, whoever comes to your mind, your family, your close friends. Visualize in your mind. If you can see them around, it's even better. Call them, look into their eyes, and in silence, feel their Atma Shakti, their Atma Buddhi, their Atma Shanti. And the last is every bit of the living universe. Me, you, all, Sarva. These are three Mahavakyas in Indian Vedanta. The first is in Sanskrit, Aham Brahmasmi, which means I am one with the universe, with infinite oneness. I am one with infinite oneness. Second one is Tattvamasi. Hey, so are you. Not just me. I am one with oneness, but so are you also are one with oneness. And Sarvahi Etat Brahma, all is one with oneness. Okay, so now can we start the actual session? I'm going to try to get you to feel the truth, not just listen. So we'll do it in the form of actual feeling by visualizing, imagining you're there. All right. So let's start with a very powerful one of the Bhagavat Gita. And for those of you who know or don't know, it starts as a dialogue between Arjun, the student, the learner, the doubter, the questioner, and Krishna, who represents the universe. So Arjun comes to Krishna and says, just like we do very often in our lives, oh my God, Krishna, I have so many problems. I don't know what to do. People are against me. People want to fight with me. I also want to fight, but I don't want to fight. It's so terrible. How can I fight with my own people? I like them. And he is in a terrible mess. I can't fight. I want to fight. I don't want to fight. What do I do, Krishna? And he literally sort of falls down and says, I don't know what to do. Please guide me. Can you visualize the same thing in your own life? Don't we also get into such situations? People are troubling me, people are harassing me, people are not friendly, people are whatever situation. What do I do? I don't know what to do. Imagine now, get yourself into that situation in your mind. I don't know what to do. Help me. And the answer comes exactly in the form we have just done as meditation. Krishna says, hey Arjun, first, get up. You are a warrior. You have to face life. You can't run away from life. Face life. That is true for all of us. Problems make us stronger. So he tells Arjun, get up. Stop acting like a coward. Get up. Stand. Atma Shakti. First point Krishna tells Arjun. Atma Shakti. Feel your own Atma Shakti. Just like we did in the meditation just now. Then instead of using the word Atma Buddhi and all that, he asks Arjun one question. Hey Arjun, tell me one thing. You are worried as a warrior. Maybe not literally. You are worried that you will harm people, you will hurt people, and if you don't, then you will get hurt. You might kill people, or people might kill you. Now, Arjun, one simple question. Any being in any form which has got life is going to die. Is there any doubt about it? Death is certain. So, what are you worried about when death is certain? And one more question. Your Atma, your spirit, do you think that can die? And I ask you, my friends, right now, attending the session, the same question. If you're worried about life and life's problems and challenges, first get up, have the strength. Each challenge you face makes you stronger. Each challenge reminds you of your Atma Shakti. And then a little Atma Buddhi says, hey, what the hell am I worrying about? Even death is not anything to worry about. Death is aane wala hi hai. And the real part of me, the Atma, the spirit, is never going to die. So what exactly are you worrying about? So that is the wisdom he shares. And then he holds his hand and guides him through a way out. I am temporarily switching over to Buddha's noble truths. Buddha, for those of you, a lot of us know it. He switched over from being a king, a prince in absolute comfort, luxury. He said, no, this is not enough. I am a prince, I have lots of everything, but I'm not satisfied. Is this the only thing in life? Comforts and royalty and throne and crown. No. There has to be something more to life. So he doesn't know what to do. So he just gives up everything. I don't want to be a prince. And he goes into the forest for years and years and years, searching and searching and searching. And at the end of number of years, he realizes one thing. Hey, I still haven't found the truth. As a prince, I couldn't find it. As a beggar roaming in the forest, I can't find the truth. So what is going on? And then he takes the real journey of going inwards, just like we are doing right now. The answers do not come from the outside world of kingdoms and princes. The answers don't come from running away from life and kingdoms and princes, running away into forests. The answers come from within. So the answers started to come to Buddha from within himself. The first question he of course asks is, why is all this dukkha? Why are we unhappy? Why am I unhappy? Why is humanity unhappy? What is the cause of the dukkha? And he gets his own answer. The cause of dukkha is attachment. Now, attachment is a tricky point. Common idea of attachment, yes, we all understand. Oh, this is my possession, I will not let it go. Yeah, that we understand. But Buddha clarifies in his third noble truth. Attachment is freedom of the mind. He calls it a commonly misinterpreted word. He calls it nirvana, and it's explained in Sanskrit as nivritti. Detachment is stopping the circles and twists and turnings of the mind. Detachment is nothing to do with how you live and how you don't live. It is the mind which you're going to clear. You're going to stop all these turnings, twistings in the mind. Kya karu? This is good, this is bad, what should I do? How should I be free? This is enlightenment. What is it? What is it? The whole set of questions. He said, the whole set of questions you have to be free from. But then, of course, how do you be free from the whole set of questions? They go on troubling us. So he comes to the final truth, which he calls the eightfold path, which I'm going to start sharing with you. And also, Krishna in the later chapters focuses exactly on that. You have to move towards oneness, Advaita, non-duality. Buddha's path. Buddha uses the Sanskrit Pali word sum. Sum means, in English, it has two meanings. The sum total, S-U-M. And it also means the English word same, S-A-M-E. Sum combines both meanings. The sum total and the sameness, which implies oneness. So, the final advice of Buddha is how to live. One, some drishti, see the world, see everything. Drishti is seeing, see everything with the eyes of oneness. Sankalp, see your own mind as oneness. That is the mind part. Then the actual life, he says, Jivan, live in oneness. Karma, act in oneness. Vak, speak in oneness. Vyayam, move in oneness, stay in oneness. And finally, from a practical point, he comes to the last part of the 8 pathway. He says, remember the oneness. Sama and the ultimate. Anyone idea? Any guessing? He calls it Sama Samadhi, which is also a very commonly misunderstood word. Samadhi is a state of being in oneness. We often misinterpret it as after I die, I'll be in oneness. Bhagavat Gita and Buddha and so much of the Eastern wisdom says, no, it's not about after I die. It is being in oneness. Right here, right now. So, okay up to now? Anyone would like to say anything, chat anything? How do I get to chat box?
मिल गया सर आपको?
Hello.
हाँ, साइड में ही कॉर्नर स्क्रीन में आपको चैट का ऑप्शन दिखा रहा रहेगा. लाइव चैट.
हेलो. ओके, एनीवे, आपको दिखाई रहा है यश? तो कैन यू गाइड मी? कोई चैट में कोई क्वेश्चंस?
Not right now.
Sorry?
Not right now.
Okay.
No
okay.
questions in chat.
I can't see.
तो आगे चले?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, later on also if there are any questions, I'm there. Right? Now, the Bhagavad Gita goes a little more into detail and about human nature. Now, I don't want to again talk to you about human nature, but I wanted to play a little game. I hope that's okay with you. For those of you who can, it's a very, very effective game, but you'll need a paper and a pencil. So please, can you take a little half a minute and get a paper and a pencil, please? Paper and pencil. Okay, I hope you all are getting it. All right. I presume you have got it. If not, you can even do it in your mind. You don't have to have a paper and pencil. If you don't have it, it's okay. Write your name on that paper. थोड़ा style मार के with fancy writing and a little ego. Ah, ha, ha. This is me. Can you write your name like that? Wow, me. Great. Write your name with a little show, with a little ego. Got it? Now, a second way of writing. Now, hold the pen in your fist as if it's a knife or a dagger and bang it on the paper and deep marks write your name. Ah, like that. Catch the pen, pencil like this. Can you see what I'm saying? Catch it like this and write your name. Got it, everyone? And the third one, give a smile and write your name. This is a way of understanding human nature. The Bhagavad Gita in the later chapters spells out three very distinct aspects of human nature. The first one is called Rajas. It comes from Raja, the ego. I am great. Look at my name, everyone. See the show, the ego, the wealth, the power. Prince Gautam Buddha, when he was a prince, Prince Gautama, sorry. So, and that is called Rajas, the way of the Rajas. I am the Raja of my own world. And the next one is what Rajas can deteriorate into when things go wrong. So this next one, which you write like this: blackness, confusion, I don't know, I don't care, I don't understand what is happening, damn it, is called tamas, the way of darkness, blackness. Tamas literally means darkness and blackness. And when you write your name with a big smile and light-heartedly, it's called the way of truth. You're finding answers, universal answers, answers of how to live. The way of truth, it's called sattva. So Gita beautifully explains three ways of human nature. The commonest, of course, being rajas, everyday life. I want more money, I want this, I want praise, I want whatever. I think you understand it. The way of tamas, which all of us sometimes do fall into. Sometimes. Some people do fall a lot into it. But I don't think anyone over here would be. Those people would not come to this session. So that's tamas. And the majority of you all here would be in a state of sattva, looking for truth, finding truth. That is exactly why you are at this summit. You're looking for something meaningful, something beautiful in life, something which you can share with others, something good, goodness, the way of goodness. That's sattva. Okay. So should I pause a little? Yeah, I am pausing. And I would like you to ask a question before we move on to the completely different aspect. Chat box. Yes, you can see the chat box. No, I'm not able to get. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Chat box, please.
There is old question. There are old answers like are ready. They are ready. Not current
Okay.
answers.
Okay. Yeah, I can see now. I got it.
So
Okay. So, okay, then we continue. Or shall I wait a little? Yeah, I think I like to wait. Yeah, some answers, please, or some questions more important.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll continue. Now, Buddha answered these questions. How do I get out of it? How do I really go into something beautiful, something really meaningful in my life? So, Buddha answered it as the way of oneness. If you want, I can recap it a little. Some are drishti, some are sankalp, some are jiva, vak, karma, and some are smriti, remembering the entire truth, and some are samadhi. Now, the Gita answers this. Now, these are practical questions. The Gita is beautiful in giving a very practical answer. It says it's very simple. You have forgotten that you are part of oneness. You've forgotten your origin, you've forgotten your oneness. So get back to oneness. How do you get back to oneness? The Sanskrit word for it is yog. Yog means to rejoin, remember what you are originally, what God has made you. You are an aspect of oneness already, but since you have not conscious of it, maybe you've forgotten it, or maybe the outside world has made you forget it, whatever it may be, come on, rejoin, remember your oneness. And he puts four major ways of yoga, four ways of rejoining, very practical, all four practical ways. The simplest possibly is called Bhakti Yoga. Simple. Think of God, oh God, please, I want to be with you. I don't want to get caught in all these gunas and traps and all. I want to be with you, God. A prayer. It can also, prayer can mean a literal prayer. It can also mean just looking at the sky and the clouds and the sea and the water and nature's elements and saying, thank you, God. That is also Bhakti Yoga. Just saying thank you for your blessings. That's Bhakti Yoga. Then Jnana Yoga is something which we are practicing right now, understanding what it's all about, understanding oneness, understanding that we get separated, understanding that we need to join. So that's Jnana Yoga, the yoga of wisdom, right? Then Raja Yoga, the way of meditation. Can we do it instead of talking about it once again, the one we started with? My Atma Shakti, my Atma Buddhi, my Atma Shanti, and yours and everyone's. My Sat Chit Anand, and you are too, and all is. That's the way of Raja Yoga, the way of meditation. And the important one. Now, these are shorter in duration. You can do bhakti for some time. You can do Raja Yoga. It's very, very short. It's meant to be on the spot, focus. Jnana Yoga comes, goes, you have to be aware of it. But the one actually living is called Karma Yoga. Whatever actions you do it with this oneness consciousness in mind. And your actions will have a larger life purpose. This is something which all over people in the world have understood. Live with a larger life purpose. Don't live only me, you. We all. Me, you, we all. Live that kind of a life. Let your actions be for the good of all, for the well-being of all, for the well-being of the universe, for the well-being of our planet, sustainable living, meaningful living, kind-hearted living, sharing living, which is exactly what the RISE sessions are all about. The RISE Summit is all about. So I would like you to join me in saying thank you to the RISE Summit also. They are making us aware. This is beautiful Karma Yoga. They're making us aware of the kind of actions by which we need to live. So Gita talks about the four yogas as a way of getting back to oneness. Buddha talks in another way of the same thing, but in a different language, the language of Sama. Okay? So we have come to a very close parallel between the highest points of Buddhism and the highest points of Advaita or Sanatana Dharma. I don't call it Hinduism. That's not a very correct word. Sanatan Dharma is the eternal Dharma, eternal way of living, which applies to everyone. It has nothing to do with your religion or your religious beliefs. If you can see what I've been sharing, it has nothing to do with your beliefs. It does not say pray like this and do like this and chant like this and do whatever you want to do. This is the way of living. Right? So, finally, as I've been coming to, both of them talk about oneness. Now we're switching tracks, okay? Yeah, oneness sounds good. Definitely, it sounds nice. But in practice, are you sure? Are you trying to tell me that third rate person is the same as me? What are you talking? What oneness? I don't like it. I don't even agree. What kind of oneness is that? So, what should I do? Is it really oneness? And now I'm going to switch over tracks to rational science. Believe it or not, science earlier was very, very non-oneness. It was highly analytical till around 1920s or so. It was dividing the world, analyze, divide. This is that branch of science, this is this branch of science, this you understand this is you, this is me, this is medicine, this is physics, this is chemistry. Yeah, fine, it has its own value. Now science has switched over. It has gone into understanding that, hey, there is something called oneness. And let's play a little game of oneness. Can we? A little visual experiment. Don't do it in practice. No? Please visualize it. Okay? Imagine you're looking at your... okay, take your hand, look at your skin. Now, if you had a microscope and you took a little bit of skin and looked under the microscope, any idea what you'll see? A good microscope. You'll see the skin is made up of different chains of molecules. You won't see it as skin anymore. You'll see it as some dance of molecules, something moving around and things like that. And if you have a really powerful microscope, extremely powerful, you'd see that each of those so-called molecules, the main molecules in our body are made up of atoms of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and other elements, but mainly carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Now, if you have an ultra-powerful microscope, you can actually look inside the carbon atom and see it's made up of neutrons, protons, and electrons, particles, all dancing, all spinning. And the beauty of it is, hey, now visualize yourself instead of the external view that we are getting. If only you had ultra microscopic vision, can you imagine what you would see? You know, you would be just seeing particles and particles and particles dancing, moving, vibrating, dancing. There is no way you can see yourself as a separate being. It is just a matter of vision. You will be seeing yourself as a dance of particles. And not just yourself. The walls around you, the furniture, other people around you, everything you'll be seeing as the dance of particles. Particles vibrating, moving, spinning. There'll be no body, there'll be no separation. Literally, you will see oneness. You will not be able to see yourself as a separate being. You will not be able to see the other person or the wall or the chair or the sofa. Everything will be particles. So that much. Then comes the second aspect of science. What are these particles made of? What are particles? Okay, we have analyzed further and further and further. And Einstein did something fantastic. But he did it in the reverse order. I think a lot of us are familiar with his main equation called E equals mc squared. That was about over 100 years back. E equals mc squared. What does it mean? E stands for energy. M stands for mass, what we call weight, matter, mass. C is speed of light. That doesn't matter. So he found all matter, M, is what? He found at that time matter can be converted into energy. And that unfortunately was a big misuse, because man said, hey, if matter can be converted into energy, and huge amount of energy, and you know what we did as idiot human beings? We created the atom bomb. Matter, tiny little atoms can be created into huge amount of energy, and I can blow up the world. So he did it with good intention. Someone with wrong intention says, hey, if matter is energy, then I can have enough energy to blow up everyone. Atom bombs, nuclear bombs, even more powerful. Now, the current wisdom, rational science, is seeing the equation in the other order. Not as matter is energy, yes, it is true. But, sorry, not that from matter I can get energy, but hey, matter is energy. That means each of the particles that I am made of, my molecules, my atoms of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and so on, each of those atoms are actually energy. They're not even particles, they're energy. And to come back to the Indian wisdom, yes, it is energy. There is a special name for that energy. It's called pran. And the other meaning of pran is life. Life is energy. We are energy. All is pran. Living is energy. Our body is energy. Our self is energy. Okay. Now I definitely would like to have a break for you all to think it over before I go further. I think this has been quite a heavy thing. Any problems? Would you like me to make it simpler, shorter? Please answer the question, someone. Make it simpler, make it shorter, go less into detail, whatever you all say. I do this so commonly that I cannot really understand how much I'm going into. So please, in a chat box, please help me. Give me some comments, some feedback. I need it. Yes, you think people are there or people have left or gone to sleep? Yes?
People are there, sir.
I can't make out.
They are there, but I guess lazy to type.
Okay. I'm sure we'll find one or two people who are not so lazy, no? Come on. If you have too much laziness, you'll become tamasic. Do you know that?
It's very deep and profound.
Yes, Indira is saying that. Thank you, Indira. Anyone else? So, should I continue?
This is the attendees.
Yeah. That's okay.
There are no questions. I think you continue.
I'm getting very unsettled at not having any questions, I mean, I feel like I'm talking in the air.
No, continue.
So, do I continue talking in the air or am I talking to people? I hope I'm talking to people. Dipali, if you're there, at least you can answer me, no? Dipali, are you there? Yes, you can also answer. Put in some comments. No? Okay.
People are saying atoms like talking to atoms.
Okay. Okay. So Deepali, if you're there, how about making some comment? Okay. Okay, Deepali. Understood. So I hope you'll be here for some time. Okay. So anyway, I'll continue. Yeah. I want to introduce the next part of timeless wisdom, which is goes in a sense even higher than the Bhagavad Gita. It's called the Upanishads, where it is accepted that you understood the basics that the Gita talks about. And I want to share a very special, beautiful, just four single words. Four single words. It says, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. I'll go through the words. Yes, Madhu. How to level up oneness? We've already shared it as yoga. I hope you were there at that time. We've shared it as Buddha's teachings of summer. We've shared it as the yogas to be followed, as in the Bhagavad Gita. And here, a very shortened form of it from the Isha Upanishad. The first four words, just the words, and if you get it clearly, everything is explained in these four words. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Isha. Isha means from which, Isha is the word from which the English word is or isness comes. All that is, isness. Isness, Vasyam is permeates or is made of. Idam Sarvam, Idam is here in this world. I'm not talking about heaven. This world of life, man, humanity, inhumanity, everything. Sarvam, all. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Every single thing over here is oneness, is isness. Is Isha is in Indian language is Ishwar. And I think this is a belief which all religions share. Everything is God. As simple as that. So just those four words, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. And Madhu, I don't know if you were there in the earlier this thing, so I'll do a quick recap. Since you asked this question, get back to oneness. The point is, you do not develop oneness, you are part of oneness. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam, you're already part of oneness. What happens? We did it in yesterday's talk. We forget, damn it, we just forget that we are part of oneness. The whole point, yoga means remember your oneness. Remember through prayer, oh God, let me be with you. God, please be with me. God, let me be one with you. That level of prayer. Bhakti Yoga. Understanding oneness, which we are sharing right now, is called Jnana Yoga. Raja Yoga, the little meditation which I'm going to do again. I hope you don't get bored. Yes, my Atma Shakti, my Atma Buddhi, my Atma Shanti. I am that, you are that, all is that. Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam. That's the meditation, Dhyana Yoga or Raja Yoga it's called. And the most important yoga is put it into life, practice it. As Buddha says, live by the truth, see the oneness, talk the oneness, see it inside yourself, see it outside yourself, act out of the oneness, which comes to Karma Yoga. Talk out of oneness, which is also a form of Karma Yoga. Live out of oneness, which is also Karma Yoga. So both of them, can you see how close they are to each other? Buddha's highest level of teaching and Sanatan Dharma's highest level of teaching. And for that matter, if you go to the highest level of teaching in any religion, I can't go to everything, but you'll see it is so close to each other. Language is different, examples are different, words are different, titles are different. But ultimately, we are talking about being at one with the universe, with God, whatever you call it. We give so many different names and titles. but they don't matter. If you get the essence, the words and names and titles and don't mean anything at all. Okay, so shall we get back to some science again? All right. Let's get back to now what science has to say about the power of the Atma, Atma Shakti, the power of the universal mind, and the power of peace, love, friendship. It's unbelievable, but there are actually experiments in science, believe it or not, which are actually showing this power. So let's start with one at a time. Atma Shakti, the power of the conscious mind. I think a very fascinating example, okay, is light. Ordinary light. Science says light. Very all of us know light. If you're dark and you shine a torch, you'll very well know what is light. No, light is light. Okay, it will fall on a wall and bounce back and the wall will become a little bright. That's the common way of light. But science found something fascinating. Concentrated light, not just ordinary scattered light. Concentrated, focused light just as parallel with our mind. Scattered mind, concentrated consciousness. Scattered light, concentrated focused light. And you know the power of concentrated focused light, which absolutely amazed the world? Light, L-I-G-H-T, light, not your torch light, but the same light in a focused form. You know what it can do? It can cut metal into two parts, cut thick sheets of metal into two parts. It has been given a name in science. It's called laser, L-A-S-U-R. I'm sure all of you have heard the word laser. Laser is just light which has been concentrated and focused. Imagine light can cut steel bars. Light can cut steel bars. Now can you visualize what your consciousness can do? The power of your consciousness when it is focused as oneness? Can you imagine the miracle that you can do in your life? Take a minute. Think of the miracles which you will be able to live by, which you will create in your life. Think of your own miracles with the power of your Atma Shakti, your focus, your concentrated, conscious mind. Think of your power. Think of what you can do in your life. As much miracles as light cutting steel, your subconscious mind will change the world. Yes, that's right, Dipali. Conscious minds have the power to create, to learn, to innovate, to solve problems, to make decisions, and much more. And exactly what y'all are doing, Dipali, to change the world, to make it a better world. I've seen the whole RISE summit as a way of making a better world for all of us. I've seen that in a number of sessions. I don't know if it's all, but large number of sessions, the main focus is to make it a better world. Am I right, Dipali? Yes, a person to manifest change in their environment. Yes, absolutely. What is the environment? The one immediate near to us is the environment, but also there is a distant environment. Environment is a very general term. What is around us? Yes, we can affect change around us. So, okay. So, let's get back to the parallel of Satchidananda, Atma Shakti, inner power, Atma Buddhi, consciousness, which we did right now. And now, Atma Shanti, Atma Sukh, friendship, peace, oneness. Got it? Now, again, religion, all religions say it's good, we should have peace with each other, we should have love for each other. Every religion talks about love for each other, love for humanity. All the great prophets, everyone focuses on love for each other. Live in harmony, live in peace, care for each other, have love for each other. Everyone knows that. Everyone understands that. Now, the strange part, science says, hey, all this ancient wisdom of oneness, that we can actually reach out to another person through oneness, through the core of our heart, through the essence of our mind, we can actually reach out to other people in oneness. Science says, yes, it's true. What? How can science know what we can do in our mind? Science says, wait. There is an actual experiment, and now large number of experiments. So I'm going to share a very strange experiment with you. You can't do it, of course. Okay? It has been done in laboratories since 1980. Yeah, 1980, 81. And the person who first discovered this, oh, by the way, first discoverer of this is Einstein, but he made fun of it. He says, oh, this Indian wisdom says all is one and all is connected. Now, how can it be? Come on. How can I be connected with someone so far off? There must be some way of connecting, at least a telephone or a mobile connection. No, that I'm just joking. But his logical mind could not go beyond that. It took another 50, 60 years for people to see, no, we are connected. For science to say, aren't we connected? Yeah, we may be connected. So I'm going to show you one of the earliest pioneers of the scientific fact that all is connected. Okay? It was done by a French scientist called Alain Aspect. Oh, by the way, all these things which I'm talking, you can always look them up in Google. All of it are facts. You can easily verify them. No issue at all. I mean, I may be just pulling your leg and talking rubbish, so you please find out if you don't believe. All right. So Alain Aspect, somewhere in 1980s, he came out with a theory of entanglement, though a very silly word. I prefer our Indian language oneness. He called it entanglement. All are mixed up with each other. He saw it that way. Well, that was his Western view, because the Western science first saw all of us as separate. They said, no, we are not separate. We are interconnected, so interconnected that it appears to be all entangled with each other. Are you getting the feeling? We all are entangled, he called it. So let's see what experiment he did on this point. Now, a little bit of basic science. As we already did, each of us, our body, our everything, the matter around us, all matter is made up of atom molecules, which consist of atoms, which consists of neutrons, protons, and electrons. Now, every atom in the center has a neutron and a proton, and around it, around it, electrons spin around in an orbit, something like the planets spinning around the sun. So electrons spin around. Now, electrons have a very interesting yes, Dipali, but I won't go into the difference between photons and I'll just keep it simple. We'll have a separate discussion, Dipali. Okay? And okay, so he found that electrons always spin in one orbit, always move in a pair, 2 electrons in each orbit, always. And he found that electrons have a special property called spin. It's not actually going round and round. Anyway, it's called spin. And he found that if one electron has what he called a plus half spin, the other of that same pair will have a minus half spin. Plus half spin and minus half spin going together and make it 0. Plus half and minus half. Okay, so far? Electrons in a pair have opposite qualities of plus half spin and minus half spin. Now, science just started finding that through we won't go into the methods and techniques, that if you change the spin of one of those electrons, say from a plus half wala to make it into a minus half wala, sorry, at the very same instant, the minus half wala will become plus half wala. I mean, it was a little surprising. How does this fellow know that that fellow has changed? Okay, we are close to each other in an atom. Maybe there is some way in which some communication takes place, or mind reading, God knows what is happening. So people said, okay, something must be there. But Alain Aspect had a really fascinating scientific mind. He said, wait. I'm not satisfied with these vague ideas. I want to see if it is actually true. So he did a very remarkable experiment. I think that was in 1981. He was in France. In his laboratory, he took one electron of that pair, say with half spin. He separated it into one section of his laboratory, and he took the other. Of course, that is very advanced science, how to separate, etc. But we won't go into that. Anyway, he separated it, and he took the other part of that electron pair. Yes. He took the other part of the electron pair in another room in the laboratory, far, far away. And then he had a timer, an extremely accurate timer. So accurate, it could measure 1 billionth part of a second. Now, I'm going to play a little game with you. What is billion? Yeah, we know all the billionaires in the world and all, but they also don't know what is billion. They just feel happy. I'm a billionaire. Okay? So if all our billionaires or any of us were to start counting, forget about counting notes, just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, as fast as you want. How much time, any guess? How much time will it take to count up to 1 billion? I'm just doing it to get you an idea what 1 billion means. We just use these words, 1 billion, wah, wah, wah. Okay, so I don't think it's within the guesswork range. If you were to count at full speed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, till you reach 1 billion, you can calculate it using the calculator on your mobile. If you count, say, 1, 2, 3, even if you count 3, 4, 5 in 1 second, okay, how much time will it take to count 1 billion? What number 1 billion is? You will have to count 8 hours in a day. 1 day for 8 hours, you'll have to sit and do nothing except keep counting. And the big joke, you won't get to 1 billion in 1 day of counting. You have to do it every day. 1 day, next day, next week, next month, next year. 8 hours a day, you'll have to sit for 90 years to count 1 billion. 90 years of counting to count 1 billion. That is what 1 billion is all about. Isn't it crazy? And to come back to our experiment of Alan Aspect, theory of entanglement, his chronometers were fantastically accurate. They can measure a difference of 1 billionth part of a second. In our life, we don't even know what 1 second is. He could measure 1 billionth part of a second. And the magic. That fellow changing in one lab and the other fellow changing in a lab which is far away. It did not even take 1 billionth of a second for the second fellow to know that the first fellow has changed. He was totally mystified. How the hell can it happen? Einstein said nothing is faster than light. Light is the fastest in the universe. But this damn information is going so much faster than light. What is happening? Einstein was wrong. What is happening? How is one fellow knowing what the other fellow is doing? How is it knowing? He was really mystified. He went on doing the experiments, separating them further and further, maybe something, let me see. Among his later experiments, he put one electron in the city of Paris in a laboratory, and the other electron, he carried it to another city called Lyons, which I think a couple of 100 kilometers away, hundreds of kilometers. Now, light would have also taken a fraction of a second to travel from here to there. And you know what result? Even 200 kilometers away at the very same instant, this fellow changed, that fellow changed. Same instant, not even billionth of a second. And this experiment has been repeated time and again, made more and more accurate, more and more distant. And no time gap, absolutely no time gap. Instant. He said, this is too much. It is all interconnected. There is no separation. Damn it. If there was some separation, at least that fellow would be knowing what that fellow is doing. Today, it has further developed. It is called quantum entanglement. Quantum, by the way, is a name given to the smallest aspect of matter. The smallest way in which matter can exist is called a quanta. And The general theory is called quantum entanglement, which means everything is connected to everything. And now let's get back to the human level, the human oneness. Try it, you'll be shocked. Shocked is the word. Okay, in your mind, we are doing a human, I won't call it entanglement, human oneness experiment. Are you ready, everyone? Human oneness experiment. In your mind, picture a particular person. Doesn't have to be with you, can be in another place, another city, another anywhere, doesn't matter. But in your mind, see that person. Go back to the meditation. Atma Shakti, my Atma Shakti, my Atma Buddhi, my Atma Shanti, Sat Chit Ananda, that is me. Now feel it deeply in your heart while visualizing that person. Hey, my friend, you too are the universe of oneness. You too are Sat Chit Anand. You too are Atma Shakti, Atma Buddhi, Atma Shanti, Atma Sukh. You are also that. Do it repeatedly, once in a while. Do not expect any answer. Do not expect any specific result. The moment you have expectation, you have spoiled the experiment. Do it without any expectation and you will get some magic happening. Not logic, magic. The mind wants logic, the answer will be magic. Try it and see for yourself if it works or not. Don't doubt it, just try it and leave it alone. Don't try to find out, oh, did it work? Did that person know what I'm saying? Did that person feel it? Forget all that, just do it. At the very least, do you realize that you will find peace when you share peace with someone else? Okay, I'll share a little game with you. As children, we were taught not to point fingers. Now I'm going to teach you how to point fingers. How to point. Okay? Yeah, can you see my hand? Yeah? I am doing the second Mahavakya Tattvamasi. You are one with the universe. And I'm sharing it with you as part of the oneness, as what science called entanglement. You and I are one. So my finger is pointing at you. And can you see what my three fingers are doing? They are pointing back at me. When I tell another human being, you are one, three fingers give me back the same message and tell me that I too am one. And the thumb pointing up, the universe is witness. You are one, I am one, all is one. Okay? Okay, can I take a little break for you all to think about it? Any questions? Any doubts? Any disagreement? Disagreement is also most welcome. Please don't be so quiet. Okay, so I'll go back further to science once again. There is a much more modern, I think it was in 1960s and then developed in the 70s, 80s, 90s. It's called quantum entanglement. I'm sorry. Yeah, quantum field. The idea is quantum field. And it makes an astounding statement. It says, everything that exists is in the form of a field, not a field of grass. but field meaning a general level thing which contains everything. And all energy, all matter are just excitations of the field. The field is a field of energy, and from which jumps up, pops out a particle, an atom, a molecule, carbon, hydrogen, combines, forms a piece of matter, forms a piece of flesh, forms a human being. At the base of it, it is all a quantum field. Isn't it exactly the same as oneness? Quantum field theory, you can look this up also. If you want a little more specific, there is a scientific this thing called Bell's theorem, Bells. Bell's theorem, look it up. It talks about quantum field of oneness. And another scientist called David Bohm, he says something similar, that there is a field which is, he calls it implicate. Under se, from inside, it's a field. It manifests itself as matter. That he calls the explicate form. The implicate form of everything and the explicate form of everything. So that's another scientist who's still talking about oneness. Everything comes from a field of oneness and then takes forms and shapes. I go to a different branch of science, astrophysics. That is another very astonishing set of thoughts that started with the discovery of something called black holes. Black holes are, it's a very vague description. Black holes are something in which everything is absorbed. All energy, all particle, all matter are just swallowed up into a black hole. They called it a black hole. Okay? I mean, we don't have to agree with that terminology, but the concept was everything disappears into that. And after some time, they started discovering, hey, from that black hole or from something from which is nothing, all matter starts to appear. So this is damn crazy. Everything goes into nothing. From nothing comes out everything. The scientific words for it are void, emptiness, nothingness, and plenum, which means everything. Everything becomes nothing, nothing becomes everything. Crazy, isn't it? Everything becomes nothing, and nothing, from nothing comes out everything. And that is exactly what Indian philosophy has been talking about. It is the magic. From nothing came the entire universe, and entire universe returns back into nothing. A very simpler, ordinary example is the ocean has waves, and the waves blend and go back into the ocean. The ocean becomes waves, waves go back into the ocean. From the oneness come separate names and forms, you and me and we and they, good and bad and all forms are yet oneness. Oneness becomes forms, forms is still oneness. Ocean appears as waves, waves are still ocean. In astrophysics, from the void comes the plenum, the everything. The plenum, the everything goes back into the void, into the emptiness. So that's a little bit of the astrophysics part of it. And now I'm going to show you some crazy maths, very simple maths, but absolutely crazy. All of you know what is 10 divided by 2? Come on, I can hear the answer. 10 divided by 2, 5, right? Very simple. Now, not very many know, what is 10 divided by 0? Any guesswork? Any idea what is 10 divided by 0? Anyone knows a little bit of science and a little bit of mathematics could be giving me the answer on chat. What is 10 divided by 0? Or any number divided by 0? Any number divided by 0 equals infinity. That's what maths has found. 7 divided by 0, 2 million divided by 0, 10 divided by 0, all of it equals infinity. The answer is infinity. Now, okay, as a mathematics, yeah, okay, chalo yaar, come on, okay, 10 divided by 0 is infinity. What have I to do with it? Okay, 10 divided, okay, chalo, it's a maths theory. No, it's not a maths theory. You know what it says? It says the exact parallel of oneness. 10 is a finite number, right? 10, 12, 50, whatever you want to call it, they're all finite quantities. 0 means nothing. So any finite which is not divided, anything finite in its undivided form is actually infinity. Any number, any quantity, any person, any number, anything, when it is not divided, undivided is actually infinity. Now maths is saying the same thing. A finite, what we call finite existence, numbers, people, quantities, whatever you want to call it, if it is undivided, or in other words, in the language of mathematics, if it is divided by 0, undivided, then it is equals to infinity. So back to the all comparisons. When the ocean is undivided, it is the ocean. Then what are waves? Waves are actually just a form of the ocean. Just like physics said, everything is a quantum field. What we see as people and forms are just forms. What it appears explicate, what it appears to the outside world. At the heart, at the core, at actual existence, it's all oneness, taking different shapes and forms, disappearing back. The ocean appears as waves. Yes, of course, it appears as waves. But the funny part of it is, I challenge anyone to go to ocean or even a large stream of water. Okay, take a cup with you. Can you pick up a wave? Put the cup in the water in the ocean. Can you separate a wave from the ocean? What will happen if you dip the cup into water and take it out? What will it be? Will it not be just the same old water? The wave is just a form of the ocean. It is not something separate from the ocean. We as human beings, as mortal beings, are a form of the infinite, a form of oneness. Again, going back to even the basic physics, if we could only see ourselves with ultra microscopic vision, we would not see you and me. We would just see the dance of the universe, dance of particles, particles, particles. Behind the dance of particles is the dance of energy, prana. We are not you and me only. We are the infinite appearing in the forms of you and me. Behind the form is the particle, particle, particle. Behind the particle is the universal energy, the infinite energy, which India recognized thousands of years back as the Brahma, the oneness, the energy of oneness. The energy was given the name prana, life, life form, a form of the oneness, a form of the energy. Okay, can we take a break? I'm still waiting for questions. Anyone? Yes, you think everyone is there or someone has left their this thing and run away? This is too much. We can't do it. Yeah, yes.
People are there, sir.
No, their names are there. I can see that. But are they there?
I feel
That we
some are
don't know.
not there with their mind, their
Sorry?
body. लाइक कुछ लोग अपने दिमाग से शायद नहीं है और बॉडी से हैं,
Okay.
और मे
Okay.
बी सम आर लाइक इन सम डीप थॉट्स कि वो अभी
Okay.
प्रोसेस नहीं कर पा रहे उस चीज को.
Okay. Chalo, anyway, that is the best I can do at the moment. I hope people are there. Okay, I want to anyway make a statement. Okay. If any one of you is really more interested, you can contact me separately through Yash. He has my number. You're welcome to talk to me on the phone also. And we can go more into detail on a one-to-one basis also. Personal interaction is always much better. So you're most welcome, everyone. And your friends and everyone. Okay? You're most welcome. We can share a lot more on this. Remember, we are all part of oneness. Okay, so you have helped me to come to the last part of the session fast, much faster than I expected. I was hoping for some discussions, arguments, contradictions. Uh, now, I don't know whether I should continue, extend, increase, or sum up. Yes, some guidance, please. Is it? I think it's maybe a little late also. People may be tired. Yes, can you guide me a little? Dipali, can you guide me if you're there?
People, if do we have any questions, please ask in chat. You can interact with Aspi sir on chat.
And later on, you can do a personal discussion also. Ask
Yes, you
Yash for my
can.
number.
Uh,
Yeah, is that
yes,
okay?
he is also on LinkedIn or Instagram. You can find also with possibilities on
Universal.
Instagram and LinkedIn.
Possibility is universal.
Possibilities universal, right, sir?
Okay, then I'll come to the last part. Uh, we're going much faster than I imagined. So we'll come to the last part. It's an absolutely crazy part. In Indian philosophy, it says, if we are all one, then what on earth are we doing? Why are we having all these differences and I and me and you and even fights and wars and killing and all kinds of madnesses? What is all this? If we are one, what is happening? So there are two beautiful thought aspects. We are one. When we do not realize we are one, there is a word in Sanskrit which says Maya. Maya simply means you are not aware of your oneness. It is also roughly translated as you are living in delusion or illusion. You think you are separate. Of course, common sense makes us feel we are separate beings. Come on, damn it, I'm not you. Yeah, you're not you, you're a form of the oneness. So, Maya is to actually believe everything is separate. And but then why? I mean, it looks separate, doesn't it? I mean, how can I be you and you be me, and how can it be one? It's damn crazy. So there's a beautiful word for it. Yes, it is crazy. It's a dance. It's nonsense. It's a game which the universe is playing. The name of the game is called Leela, the dance of the universe, the play of the universe, the play of the infinite, where it appears in all kinds of things. And believe it or not, now science is confirming that yes, everything is a play. So I'm going to share with you some of the totally crazy examples of Leela which come from rational science. Even science says everything is a game. But science is supposed to be highly rational and logical. How can it be a game? But yes, science is saying it is a game, like it or not. So some of the games that rational science plays, I'm just going to share with you. Any matter, this was one of the earliest experiments by a scientist called Schrodinger and others. Any matter can be, at that stage he found, what is light? He said, I want to examine what is light. He found that it's a wave, no? Otherwise, that's how it comes from there to there. It's some kind of a wave. In another experiment, he found it's not a wave, it's a particle. Now, what the hell is happening? How can it be a wave and it can be a particle? They're different things. Wave is something which floats, moves. A particle is some tiny specific object. How can light be both? And it was called duality. Light has that wave particle duality. And the lila, the magic, the craziness. What light is or what matter is depends on the observer. In one experiment, you can see the same thing as a particle. In another experiment, if you look at it this way, it's a particle. If you look at it that way, it's a wave. So, are we mad? We can actually change things by way of looking at it? Yes, the world is determined by observation, believe it or not. Another crazy observation. The same particle, which doesn't make sense at all. A same particle can be in two places at the same time. A particle can be here and on another planet at the same time, the same particle. Now, it's beyond logic. We cannot even imagine what that means. And yet, it's a fact in science. A particle can be in two places, the same particle. So, all this madness, what is it? Yes, it's a game. So, let's play a little final game, can we? An actual game, let's play, which gives us a little better feeling of what this is all about. Okay, if you have a piece of paper, please just take a piece of paper and draw some dots on it. Dot, 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 dot. Just random dots. Okay? Now, draw a number of 50, 100 dots. Just dot, 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 dot. You can do it in your mind also. It's okay. Now, some of the dots I'll join into a pattern. I could draw in my face or my name, any pattern I like. And some other dots, I can draw into another pattern, another name, another face, another whatever I like. Okay? So, superficially, if I look at it, there is a very big difference. These are looking like a face. That is looking like an animal, a monkey. This is looking like my name. That is looking like something else completely. And yet, at the core of it, what are they? They are the same old dots joined by me, joined by my consciousness in a particular way. My consciousness determines the shape, the form. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Very similar to what science is saying. This is an actual practical experiment. From the world of particles, from the world of energy, I draw my own shapes and say me, and that is you, and I am so wonderful and you are so terrible, and the differences we can keep increasing. Out of nowhere. Out of the oneness, we are creating differences and separations and even pain. Now, the last part. Suppose we don't draw these outlines. What would the world look like? What would the paper look like? Just dots. And if you don't even draw the dots, it will be a blank paper. It will be oneness. On the paper, on the oneness, we have drawn dots. We have started to connect it in different ways and say, this is me and that is you, and this is my enemy and that is my friend, and this is living and that is dead. We have created the separations. Now, let's get back to Leela, the play of the universe. Now, instead of joining dots on a paper and making shapes, which are not very easy to remove, you have to rub out the shapes, right? So now we'll actually experience Leela. With your finger in the air, I'm sure you can do it. Draw your face or your name in the air. Can you draw your face in the air, please? Just a nice face with a smiley and two eyes, whatever you like. Draw your face in the air. Draw another face in the air. Draw a house. Draw a pile of money, gold and diamonds. Draw a crown for yourself. A beautiful lesson. Anything you want. They look real. What are they actually? Pictures created by me in the air. And that is another practical example of Leela. The life that we live, the life that we create, are pictures drawn in the air. That's what Leela says. Oneness, in which we have made shapes, divisions, separations. And if we believe in those separations, yes, they are absolutely separate. Despite what the timeless wisdom has said, despite what science is now proving, we still insist, no, this is all separate, then we are living in Maya, a state of which sees separation everywhere. If you understand that the separations are merely a game, if you understand the separations are just like waves in the ocean, okay, they look like waves, agreed. I'm not saying there are no waves, but that's not really different from the ocean, is it? That is Leela, the play of oneness. Okay, I don't want to continue. If anyone wants to talk, discuss, welcome. I'll wait a little for anyone to think over, talk, anything. And anyway, and if anyone is interested, we do these sessions on a more detailed basis through Zoom calls. We have a group called Living Parallels Group. So if you write to me, I'll share it with you.
I'd like to say something.
Okay, yeah. Yasmin wants to say something. Please come.
Sorry. I'd like to say that I'm very happy to be here in the RISE summit. Everyone over here is so vibrant, living a vibrant life, reaching towards oneness. At the core of each workshop or session that whatever I've attended, the background is that there should be equality,
Harmony.
fairness, harmony, peace, love. So I'm very happy to meet all the people, even those I've not met. I can see the vibrant living that each one's life is. Thank you.
Okay, so can we say bye, Yash?